How do you make a truly incredible email signature? Not only am I going to tell you all of the important aspects of it, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can build one yourself. My name is Harrison Barrett from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow. That could be sales training, marketing, or even some business operations. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention one thing as always. And if you're listening to the podcast, which we now have, it's called MSP Heroes, you're welcome to check it out. But in the description of the video or the podcast, there are some incredibly helpful links. I see you guys grabbing all of the stuff in there, and there are tons of free goodies. I would highly recommend going and checking it out. I promise you, all of these tools are either made by me or recommended by me, and they will help you grow your MSP. So before we get into it, let's really think about what is included in an email signature. And I'm going to share my screen here. And if you're listening, I apologize. But in here, you have more of the important things. You have, in this case, a headshot of me, my name, my role, the company, obviously, phone numbers, email address, the website, and address as well. Now, in here, you'll see there is a little bit of a gap between Facebook and LinkedIn, and then a nice little call to action. In this case, it's check us out on YouTube, as you are probably watching. But hey, if you're listening, I appreciate you too. So before we get into it, we got to talk about this, right? Because this is a pretty simple signature, and it's really effective at what it does. It tells people who I am. It gives people an ability to reach back out to me, whether that's a phone call, a text, a fax, anything like that. It also includes, right, my email address, which is super important, especially if you're forwarding or somebody's forwarding over those email addresses. I'll link to your website, especially if it's different than your email signature, or better yet, your email name that you're sending it from, whatever it is, your name typically at whatever your domain actually is, and then an address for you. But there's a lot that actually goes into this. Now, having one helps. It makes you look legit. I used to think that it was the stupidest, silliest thing in the world. And I actually got told early on starting my business, before I learned all of the tips and tricks I'm teaching you in this video, how to make I lost a deal. I lost somebody. Somebody's like, I don't think that you're real. And I had to immediately step it up and say, this has to look good. But it also helps with brand consistency across the board. The colors, the feeling, all of that is really, really important. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. I know some people like to stress about perfection. It's okay if it's not perfect, but it just has to resemble. In this case, me sharing my screen here, there's a lot of purples. It's the same color as the logo. It feels consistent across the board, which is nice. But there are certain elements, and I've already covered them. The most important ones is your name and preferably the title. A lot of people like to know who they're actually talking to or what your status is in the business. It's going to have your contact information on it. It's going to have your website and your social media on there. And then if you are doing something, now if this could be HIPAA, this could be FINRA, hey, maybe you are a lawyer or legal professional that is also at an MSP. They do exist. You can send it over with compliance and legal requirements in the email. If you ever email a lawyer, there's usually like a little statement under there. Depends on who it is. I haven't seen it in the MSP world, but I also haven't talked to too many people with PhDs or anything like that in the MSP world, specifically as I'm emailing them. So I just haven't seen it yet. Especially if there's an internal lawyer, they might have something on there as well. Now let's talk about the design, because the design is really, really important. Now, it doesn't have to be crazy. I think simple is always better. You want it to be simple, to understand it, and use a good font, right? I don't even remember what this is. This is a variety. I think it's Inherit as the font. It's pretty standard. It's easy to read. It's nothing crazy. Pick an easy font. Don't go crazy with fonts. It's an email signature. Think about it. If you got mailed to your house, and I think they have a piece of mail right here. If you got mailed to you, right, you want to be able to read it. It's important to be able to read that mail, just like an email is just a virtual piece of mail. So you want to make sure that you're using professional fonts, and don't go crazy with the colors. This thing should not look like a rainbow. It should be brand consistent across the board. And the other thing that you have to be careful of is avoid images. Now, and what I'm going to tell you is there are ways to add images, but without getting too crazy into email deliverability. The higher the res, the more images you have, the more links you have, the more spammy Google and these other email servers look at it and they say, hey, this could be spam, and they axe it. I see it all of the time. Simple emails work. Simple email signatures work. They're way less likely to get caught up into spam. I tried to limit it. I have my company logo and I have a selfie in there and a couple links to important areas, but just don't go crazy. And if you have the opportunity, add a button. I'm a huge fan, right? Obviously, check us out on YouTube. It's probably the best place to learn about us and see us. Obviously, our website, but YouTube really gives the feeling of who we are, what we do, and how we actually do it. Use that link. You can use that link for anything from collecting leads. Download this, forward to a friend, check us out on social, check out the website, watch our webinar, whatever it is that you want to add. You want to make sure that you add value with a call to action. Doesn't have to be crazy. Most people aren't even going to click it, but occasionally somebody does. It should be full of information or something that somebody might want to share with somebody else. Now, what tools do you actually need when it comes to building your email signature? And like I said, I'm going to bring you through this whole process. Well, there's two that I currently recommend. Now, there are plenty of other email signature generators out there, but that is not the point of this video. It is to get you the right information so you can execute it, build it, and start using it as soon as this ends. So let's dive into it. The first place I actually want to go to, believe it or not, is Canva. And if you haven't been through Canva already, it's a great platform for customizing, building images, and all that kind of stuff. Now, you could go in here, you could just go to your regular Canva and type in this case, email signature, as I already have. And it's going to pop up with email signature templates. This is not what I needed. Email signature. And then from there, it's going to give you a ton of different templates. Some of them are going to be over the top. Some of them are going to be nice and simple. Overall, they all work. They all do something different. Now, you can 100% build it on Canva. It's actually quite simple. You literally click on it. You say, customize this template. You're going to be able to go in and start customizing that template. You can adjust the phone numbers. You can adjust the links, all of that kind of stuff. You can even make them hyperlinks, which is quite nice. And it's going to give you an export of basically something the size of a business card. It's realistically a business card attached to your email address. This is super simple. You could share it out. Easy enough for basically anybody to follow. Throw your logo in there and you're golden. But if you're like me and you're lazy and you don't want to sit there and play around with it and there's too many options, I'm not going to let you leave this video without getting some solid gold. Now, HubSpot offers a free email signature generator. And before you're like, Harrison, what's the URL if you're listening? Don't worry about it. I got you. It's going to be down in the video description down below or the podcast description. And you're going to go through and you can hit create my signature. Now it gives you a variety up to 6 different templates to choose from. I would recommend all of these. Some people like a different feel. I totally get it. But you're actually going to be able to go through it. It's quite simple, right? Obviously remove the created with HubSpot thing. You're going to go under details. You're going to enter in all of your information. In this case, I will add some. I don't know. Department is marketing, company name, and you would go on and so forth. And the nice part is it gives you exactly what you need. You can even go through styles. You can adjust all of the colors as you begin to add certain areas in here, play around with it. It gives you about, 8 or 9 different options as far as fonts go. And you can even pick large, small, extra large font. It's all there. It makes it tremendously easier. And then last but not least, your images. Now they allow you to do a profile picture, a company logo, custom call to action URL, right? Some coloring in there, and then an image if you want to use a call to action image. I like the button. Personally, it makes it easier. Now, the real benefit of this, and the reason why I'm telling you is not because I want everyone to go through here and do it, but the best way to do it is you can create the signature and it'll give you the actual source code. Now, if you're a normal person that uses Outlook, like myself, a little shame on you people that use Gmail. I'm just kidding. But it is super easy. I'm sure you can do the exact same thing. You could either copy that source code, you could copy that signature, and you could also email it out to your colleagues, which is quite nice because that way you can have uniformity among the organization. It just furthers that branding a little bit more, but it makes it super, super simple. If you do want to type it out and you don't want to go look at the description down below, it is hubspot.com/email signatures or signature generator. And that's it. That's the exact process that you're going to go through to go build a fantastic email signature. Now, one last thing, if you've made it this far, one, hit that like button and that notification bell. But you could do, and I have seen this before, but there's a problem with it. And there's somebody, I don't want to, it's something that you can do, although it's going to hurt your email deliverability, at least from what I've seen. In your Canva, you could go through and create and automate or animate a email signature. And this is going to be produced as a GIF. So you can have a moving image down below, however you want to create it in Canva. And there's a million options down there. The problem is if you create a GIF, while it is fantastic and looks super catchy, yes, but the downside of having a GIF in your email signature is actually going to be email deliverability, especially if you're doing cold emails, which I probably wouldn't even put something like this on there. I'd keep it super simple. But if you're going to be sending that out, if you don't have a super strong sending reputation, you're not ending up on anyone's blacklists out there, then you could probably get away with it. But honestly, from the people that I've spoken to, and I did have a GIF for a little while as a signature, most people actually didn't like it. They were like, I can't sit there and read your email without something flashing or changing. So if you use a GIF, make it super simple. Otherwise, use plain static. People want to be able to click, drag, drop, go to wherever they want to go, whether it's the socials or links on your signature. Make it easy for people. Nobody's trying to fight a battle here to just go visit your website. It's actually probably going to do you more of a disservice with getting too creative. An email signature should be simple. It should be nice and easy for people to understand. And it should just be a nice, clean representation of you, your role in the company, and the company as a whole. So I hope you guys found some value in this one. Like I said, if you did, like button, subscribe button, notification bell. And other than that, I love the heck out of you guys as always. I'll see you guys on the next video. By the way, this is going to be released on a Friday. Next week, I am traveling again to Vegas for like the last time I'm traveling for a while. I'm going to do my best for 5 videos. Don't hold it against me, but I love the heck out of you guys as always for supporting and hanging out with us in the Discord. Till next time.